Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me on archive. D Style Boxing here. Jesus M in the building. How you doing, brother? Nice to see you. Make sure you hit my like button. All right. JC, he's not going to get up, Jim. He's not going to get up, Jim. In fact, let's play the old intro because, it was on the old intro. So let's play the old. Let's do some throwback here on ATP.
Panic causing panic.
There we go. There's the old throwback. I always keep him on here. So there's the he's not getting up Jim for JC. Man in water because boxing is the most corrupt sport in the world. HCP Familia. Make sure you share this video on all your social media platforms. Hashtag HCP. If you're listening on archive, hit that like button. Subscribe if you like the content, and of course, always hit that bell button with the all. That way you always get notified when D-Style Boxing comes on live, even on a Sunday for y'all. All right? Make sure you hit that like, hit that like, hit that like. Check it out, guys. Okay? Check this out. Let's talk about why he's 117 pound. 117 pound. What am I talking about? It's early in the morning, ladies and gentlemen. No coffee, but I'll have a drink of water. Okay? While 117, 111 scorecards keep happening. Many people have different theories. Some is, it was filled out before the fight started. There's something to that, believe it or not. There's something to it, but not quite what happens, in my opinion. But there's something to it. It is a very short version of explaining what happened. I could tell you that if you want to say it in one sentence. You know what I mean? There's other theories like, they were looking at the ring girls. Well, I don't know what that would explain other than they weren't watching a fight and they were checking out the ass cheeks, and the cleavage of a ring girl. I don't know, but it is problematic having 80-year-olds score fights with high blood pressure while they're watching these half naked, 20-year-olds, walking around the ring holding a card. But I don't know if that's the reason we're getting 117, 111 scorecards. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's the reason, but we're gonna have a grandpa have a heart attack on stage one day, but that's not why. Joe Lopez 40 out says, why do white scorecards keep happening? Just follow the money trail. There's a lot true to that as well, of course. Is it a coincidence that the white scorecard almost just about always goes to the money dude? Or the house guy, or the favorite, or something like that? Do you think it's a coincidence? Well, coincidences happen, but not that often now. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. Like, I'm not one of those dudes that says, I don't believe in coincidences. Well, coincidences can happen. I'm sure you've experienced them in your life yourself, but like, it's not supposed to happen like all the time. Like, it's supposed to be rare. You know what I mean? If it ain't rare, it ain't right. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Shout out to AHDZ Orale HCP. How's it going, brother? Hashtag HCP. When you share this, guys, Chief Funky on early this morning with that boxing glove. Everybody subscribe to Chief Funky Boxing. All right, I'll be live tomorrow on the show. HCP is war, ladies and gentlemen. Uncensored. You don't want to miss it. JC, what's up, Nopal? He says, Nopal Boxiano, the judge from Puerto Rico, was hired specifically to cap for Charlo in case he couldn't get the KO. Charlo's only game plan was the KO. His own Corner man told him, you need this KO. Good job by Charles Corner, because that was the right advice. I think most of us knew who was winning that fight. Now I'm seeing a lot, before I get to the judge situation, I'm seeing a lot of fans out here, if you want to call them that, boxing fans, right? Going out here saying things like, well, hey, Charles didn't want to stay on code, so I'm not going to stay on code for him. Well, first of all, good for you. Nobody should be lying to themselves or to people to and work as fans. We shouldn't be working public relations for fighters, okay? And we shouldn't be doing damage control for fighters either, okay? We should be calling things as we see it and be honest. So I guess I'm glad we're not keeping it code and we're just keeping it honest, New saying, keep it honest, all right? And if we keep it honest, Crawford agrees, by the way, many agree, that most fans, most pundits, most fighters, right, agree that Castano won this fight. It's dead out. They don't have an issue with the draw. I don't either, but 117, 111, I think we can all agree, is ridiculous. It's way over the top. First of all, none of these dudes won 117, 111. Let me start out by saying that. All right? I wouldn't accept 117, 111 for Castano either. It wouldn't be as bad, but it would still be bad. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna get there. AHDZ. If anybody out there could tweet me the judges' scorecards, I started the video too soon and I had to pull it up, but check it out. And I'm gonna make a point about that judge, and it's gonna hit home with the point I'm gonna make right now. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of people say, but here's the problem. The problem is, guys, if he did it 116, 112, or 115, 113, right? Nobody would have gotten on this case. Ladies and gentlemen, and by the way, I agree with Man and Water. I think I do believe that the draw is as far as I'll accept, but that's pushing it, in my opinion. Okay? But check it out. Oh, that was no Paul. I apologize. Can't see a draw, says Zone 6. Hit my like button, guys. Share this video on all your social media. Check it out. Let me explain to you guys. I did a video about this. Those that have been subscribed to me for a long time already know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say. And you know what I've been saying. You know what a lot of people here in the YTBC been saying. All right? Christina Poncher tweeted out something, and I agree with her 100%. 100. Now, it just occurred to her, but I'm glad it occurred to her. You know what I mean? I'm glad that the media and everybody, finally it occurred to them, and I'm glad they got that epiphany, but why don't they interview these judges? Just knowing that they're going to have to be at the post-fight press conference will deter them from either not paying attention, will deter them from scoring something so ridiculous. It's going to at least limit it, right? Right? At the very least. Now, myself and other YouTubers have been saying this for years. We've been saying, why don't they interview these judges? Why don't they interview these referees? We've been saying this on YouTube for years, but nobody wants to listen to YouTubers. You know what I mean? Everybody was too cool to listen to YouTubers. Oh, YouTube. Tuh. Now everybody wants to do YouTube, right, by the way. The Kevin Iolis of the world and Rafael, they all want to do YouTube. You know what I mean? But, when we were saying it, hey, well, why don't you guys interview the judges? Shut up, YouTubers. Well, what the hell you know? Let us report on the sport of boxing. All right? We went to school for this. Let me tell you something, man. I'll tell you something. We've been telling you guys for years that judges should be interviewed, that referees should be interviewed and questioned. They do some questions to the refs sometimes post-fight, but I want to see them in the post-fight press conference. Is there a rule against it? We've been asking that for years. We've been asking that for years, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Now, that's point number one. I just want to point that out there. But I'm glad that it doesn't matter, like, okay, cool. If it took Christina Padre to say, cool, can we start doing it now, though? That's what I care about. I just want to know if we're going to start interviewing, if they're going to have to start taking questions like, hey, you scored round, I see here you scored round 3 for Castano, or Charlo. Most people felt Castano won that round. What do you remember about that round? Why did you score that round? You know what I mean? They're going to have to provide some explanations for that. Okay? If anybody has the link, by the way, to the judges' scorecards, please post it in the link right here. Please post it. Shout out to Coco the Don. Hey, Coco. They got him. Hey, Coco the Don, let me tell you something, bro. When I heard the 117-111 scorecard, I said to myself, they got him. That's what I said to myself. Is there anybody, right, in the chat that when you heard 117-111, was there any doubt in your mind when you heard that was going to go to Charlo? Any doubt at all? There was no doubt in my mind that was for Charlo. I knew it. I am just saying. I don't know, Paul. You got to talk to Calix, brother. Okay, Calix has his scorecard. You know what I mean? I think he tweeted out to you his scorecard, brother. Boxing Soren had it a draw. Feliciano had it 117-111. I have yet to really see that many people scoring it for Charlo. Everyone either has Castano winning 8-4, 7-5, you know, or they might have it a draw. That's pretty much what I'm looking at. So how did a judge score it 117-111? How did that happen? I have an answer for you guys, okay? And what I want you guys to do is listen to what I got to say, and you tell me if it makes sense to you. It makes all the sense to me in the world, right? It makes all the sense to me in the world. You know what I mean? Before I do that, let me. I got it. Okay, somebody sent it to me. God bless this dude. Okay. Let's first go over Stephen Weisfield's scorecard. Okay. Round 1, Castano. Round 2, Charlo. Round 3 and 4, Castano. Round 5, Charlo. Round 6, 7, 8, and 9, all Castano. Rounds 10, 11, 12, all for Charlo. He scored at 114, 113. Let me tell you something, man. He scored round 10 a 10-8. I get that Charlo, that was his best round. He hurt Castano. So he won the round. There's no doubt. No one's going to argue that he didn't win the round. Of course he won the round. But man, bro, I'm not a fan of scoring an 8 if a dude didn't go down. Let me explain to you why. Because if Castano did go down, you would have scored a 10-8 anyway. But he didn't go down. That dude survived, took some big shots and survived that round. He stayed on his feet. And he stayed competent. It wasn't like he was hurt, but like and the ref was watching. I might have to stop this. And Castano got through that. That motherfucker earned that 9. He earned the fuck out of that 9. That 9, hey, give him the 9, brother. Don't give him the -1, because he stayed on his feet. Like, that makes no sense. Oh, no, but Charlo dominated the round. Okay, cool. He hurt him. It set the stage for the rest of the other rounds for him. But I don't believe at all in scoring 10-8 and there's no knockdown. I know some people say, no, I will. If it's one-sided, I will do it. Like, you always have to ask yourself if Castano was knocked down in this fight or if he took a knee in this fight, this dude would have scored a 10-8 anyway. He would have scored a 10-8 anyway. All the judges would have scored a 10-8. We can't just leave it to people's discretion. Like, well, I feel that, it's a 10-8. I thought he dominated. Dudes dominate rounds all the time. It's just that all the rounds are close. So this was his best round. Just because it's his best round, that doesn't mean you give the other dude an 8. If somebody doesn't go down, he doesn't take a knee, he finishes the round on his feet. In fact, he was even fighting back in the final 20 seconds, right? Dude, he earned that 9, bro. I'm just saying. That's like a running back running it like, bro, but it was an 80-yard run. He broke 7 tackles and he was only this far away from the end zone. Yeah, but it's not a touchdown. No, dude, but look, it might as well be a touchdown. He broke 7 tackles. He ran 80 yards. I mean, that was spectacular, and he missed it by like this much. Like it might as well be a touchdown. Like no, it might as. What do you mean might as well? No, there was no knockdown. There was no might as well. Okay. There was no knockdown, so there is no might as well, ladies and gentlemen. There was no knockdown. Now, it's not against the rules. Technically speaking, a judge is allowed to do a 10-8 if they feel it was like a really, really dominant round. I'm not a believer in that. I don't believe in that whatsoever. That's just my opinion. And it sounds to me like he was trying to maybe, let's see if I could catch up for Charlo a little bit. Let me hook Charlo up right now. Well, I agree with Coco. I should have scored a 10-8 for Castano when Charlo sat on the ropes and we playing that game, because technically speaking, you cannot be held by the ropes. If you're being held up by the ropes, that is a knockdown. Now, I don't want to be nitpicky, but shit. And since when does dominating mean anything? Like for example, it could be a competitive round, but if you get a flash knockdown, Luke gets up, like you didn't hurt him, but you knocked him down, that's a 10-8. Because at what point do knockdowns matter or not, right? If you could just dominate a round and get a 10-8, well, I mean, shit. How many rounds did Tyson Fury dominate against Wilder? We wouldn't see a 10-8. Okay? Come on. What does that even mean? Mayweather dominated many rounds in his career. He didn't get 10-8s. Manny Pacquiao dominated the fuck out of. I remember when people said, "Oh, that Pacquiao round has to be a 10-8 against Jeff Horn." Jeff Horn didn't go down. That Floyd Gotti, the whole thing would have been 10-8. The whole thing, 10-7. Like, if we go, when does it stop? When does it stop? Let's not do that, ladies and gentlemen. But whatever. It's not the end of the world. This is the only judge, by the way. Keep in mind, the only judge. It's like they were hell-bent on not giving this dude the 115. Like, yeah, you want 7 rounds, but no 115 for you. 114. Castano didn't get higher than a 114. Okay. Now let's look at the judge that had it a draw. Okay. Team Sheetham. Look, I don't think we should have a judge with a last name that starts with Sheet, right? Like, I think we can all agree that maybe that's not a good idea, right? Like if you met a chick and she's like, yeah, my name is Samantha, cheat on you. All right, well, nice to meet you, Samantha. Goodbye. But what do you mean, Tim Cheatham? I don't think we need a like. What do you mean? Like what? It's like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Yo, you got to change your last name, brother. You know what I mean? What's going on? But anyway, I do agree with AHTZ. I do believe it's deliberate, and I do believe we have cause to believe this, and I'll explain in a moment. But I want to go over the scorecards first. Hit my like button, everybody. Share this video. It's very educational, I promise. So Cheatham, who, by the way, is the one that had it a draw. Okay, I just want to make sure everybody understands. Round 1, Castano. Round 2, Charlo. Round 3, 4, Castano. Rounds 5 and 6, Charlo. Round 7, 8, and 9, Castano. I agree with that. And then round 10, 11, and 12, all to Charlo. All right? 114, 114. Nelson Vasquez from Puerto Rico. I see what they did right there. They got to do that's not from Texas. Hey, good job, Texas Commission. I see what you did right there. You know what I mean? I see what the Texas Commission did right there. I see what they did. Hey, look, this guy's not from Texas. He's from Puerto Rico. See? He's not from Texas. You can't blame us. Like, what? Oh, okay. I see what you did right there. What's going on, Mr. Sinister? How you doing, brother? KRL says, Judge mailed the scorecard last week. He had COVID. Please don't blame him. Cheatham. That's right, Zone 6. ATP is war, absolutely. Check it out. Let's go over the scorecard. This ridiculous scorecard. By Nelson Vasquez. Look at that. He's a yellow, like the dude, they put yellow. Like, his spine is yellow, bro. Okay? A yellow streak on his spine. Look at this. Round 1. This dude gave round 1 to Jermell Charlo. Done. That's it. Anyone who scored round 1 for Jermell Charlo has no business scoring a fight at all. I'm sorry. Okay? No business. Round 2, Charlo. Round 3, Castano. And then he gave round 4, 5, and 6 to Charlo. Round 7 to Castano. And then round 8 to Charlo. Round 9, he gave it to Castano. And then finally, rounds 10, 11, 12, he gave them all to Charlo. Coco the Don, how's it going, brother? Thank you very much for that support and that super chat. Where's all the Charlo versus Canelo talk now? Charlo went life and death with Castano. Imagine what Canelo would do to him. 8-4, Castano is his scorecard. Ladies and gentlemen, they got him. All right. Charlo did not win round 1. Do we even have to look at the rest of the scorecard to know where this judge is going? Let me explain to you guys. I did a video about this some years back. I might do another one like just about it, but let me just say this. The Vasquez scorecard wasn't an abomination. That's an abomination, bro. Like, the Texas Commission picked a dude from Puerto Rico, right? And they literally thought, like, we're going to, like, not see the fact that it happened in Texas or something. You know what I mean? Well, this is crazy, bro. All my exes live in Texas. Look at this. Look at this. All my corrupt judges live in Texas. That's why I picked Nelson Vasquez from Puerto Rico. Let me tell you something, man. Look at this shit, bro. What's going on over here? So anyway, let me explain to you guys. Let me go ahead and break it down for you right now. And the fact that this judge gave Charlo round one proves it. It proves it without a shadow of a doubt. A lot of people are calling this judge incompetent. A lot of judges are saying that the judge didn't even watch the fight. That is best case scenario, and I don't even believe that's what happened. Okay? You know he watched the fight because he gave Charlo the round that Charlo did win. That's how you know he watched the fight. Okay? If he was giving Castano a round, like if he gave Castano like round 10 and like, you know, we're like, what the fuck? Okay, this dude didn't watch the fight, right? Saying, oh, they didn't even watch the fight when they always happen to score the right rounds for the guy that they want to see win is at this point, guys, at this point, we need to stop saying that it's incompetence because he was competent enough to see that Charlo won the rounds he won. Right? He was competent enough for that. So what, he just loses competence and it just happens to lose the competence when Castano should have won a round? No, that's how it happened. Okay? They front load. It is, they put the whole load early, ladies and gentlemen. This judge went in knowing I need to make sure Charlo wins this fight on my scorecard. I repeat, this judge went to this fight saying to himself, I need to make sure that this was absolutely intentional. This was not incompetence. This was not, okay, him being drunk, like Matt Chat says, or maybe an axe to grind. But of course, he has to be reevaluated. Let me explain to you what it is. It's deliberate, guys. It's not incompetence because he happened to score the right rounds for Charlo. He went in there saying to himself, I need to give Charlo 7 rounds as soon as possible. Because what if Castano dominates? As a judge, you don't know what's going to happen in the second half of the fight. You don't know. You don't know what's going to... They're filling out the cards as the fight goes on. So when people say, oh, he filled it out before the fight, I get what people mean, but he didn't literally fill it out and turn it in. Like, you know what I mean? What he did, this is what happened, guys, okay? This is what happened. Round 1, well, not a lot happened, not a lot of action. And guess what? A lot of people forget round 1. Okay? People forget about round 1 by the end of the fight. 10-9. Well, Charlo definitely won round 2. 10-9. Okay, I'm 2. 5 more to go. Let's go. You know what I mean? And what is he doing? He's trying to give the benefit of the doubt to Charlo. So if there's a swing round, it's going to go to Charlo. If it's close, but Castano should have won, he'll justify it for Charlo. Whatever it takes to get to 7 as soon as possible. Once he got to 7, well, Charlo was winning rounds. He won round 10, right? Look at when he got to 7 rounds. Why 7? Because you need 7 rounds to win the fight. Not counting knockdowns, right? Okay? Even with 1 knockdown, you still win the fight with 7 rounds. Okay? So check this out. Okay, I want you to check this out, okay? And by the way, hey, guy, I mean, hey, Punch can feel however he wants, guys. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I believe Punch was there. He watched the fight. You guys could listen to him for his... I'm talking about this judge is what I'm talking about right now. Okay? Vasquez, look, round 1 and 2, he gave 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 8. He gave them all to Charlo. By round 8, this judge was in the clear. He's like, woo, man, even if Charlo starts winning all these rounds, I got Charlo winning. All right? That was deliberate. Like round 3, you have to give that to Castano. There was no way, and it was too early in the fight. So he okay, he gave himself that cushion with that first round. That's why you have to give him round 3. All right. rounds 10, 11, 12. Like, look, round 9, right? He gave that to Charlo. That was his number 7. That's when he was on the clear. That's all they want to do, guys. Their job is to score this fight. Okay. So they'll front load early. They'll front load, like they'll find a reason. You know what I mean? And then round 8, he's like, okay, I'm in the clear. So that's 7 rounds for my dude Charlo, right? Round 9, he gave it to Castano because he already had Charlo winning the fight. By the way, just think about that. This motherfucker had Charlo winning by round 8, guys. Oh, he had a draw by round. I apologize. He had a draw by that time. But think about that. Which makes sense. Keep it at least a draw. You know what I mean? Let's keep it a draw at least. It's going to go no lower than a draw because he could retain his belt. Right? Round 9, you have to give it to Castano. There was no way not to give it to Castano. And then round 10, he found that's when he was in the clear. Round 10, he's in the clear. And then round 11, 12, you could definitely argue for Charlo. So a lot of people scored those rounds for Charlo. So that's why he scored them like that. You know what I mean? You think he's going to give a close round competitive to Castano? Hell no. Hell to the no. So people are saying, oh, come on, guys. What if he did 115? Like, he wasn't going to take the risk. That's why the scorecards are so wide. They can't risk it. They can score just the way it is for the first 8 rounds, and then okay, I'm going to give the other dude, I'm going to give Charlo all of the last 4 rounds. They can't do that. They have to get to 7 ASAP. They have to get to the draw ASAP, as soon as they can, as soon as they can get there. You know what I mean? That's why it's so wide. So when people say, I get it. What if he scored at 115, 113? Then he would be taking a massive risk. That means he would have to give Castano round 1, right? That means he would have to give Castano other rounds. It's too big of a risk. What if you have it even after 8 and then Castano starts dominating, like blatantly dominating, and you have to give him those rounds? As a corrupt judge, you'll still score him for Charlo, but you're going to look ridiculous. Even more so, I should say. And you're not going to be able to justify anything. All right? So look, that's what it is. People are like, oh, I just don't get it. Why are they so wide? They're wide because they have a job to do, guys. They need to get to 7 rounds or a draw ASAP. And then whatever happens if Castano dominates the rest of the rounds, well, I guess it'll be close on the scorecards, but Charlo won. If Charlo happens to win the rest of the rounds, well, I guess it's wide. So the reason it matters is because Castano only had 2 judges potentially that could score for him, if that. By the sounds of it, even the one judge that scored it for him was trying to find a way to make it closer or give it a Charlo, get closer to a draw. Like, that's not fair, guys. That's not fair. What makes it a robbery isn't the fact that it's just a draw. What makes it a robbery, to me anyway, is the fact that Castano couldn't win. There was nothing Castano could have done to win this fight. It was going to be a draw at best or a win for Charlo at all costs. And that's simply not fair. You have a judge here who I believe there's enough evidence, by the way he's scoring the fight, by the way he's looking at the fight, okay, to show that he's front-loading early to give the win to Charlo, all right? And whatever happens in the last 3 rounds, well, it is what it is, right? It happened to be Charlo. But that's not fair. That's criminal. That's criminal. That's the part that's fucked up. What's going on, Mike TOH? With that super chat, brother, I appreciate the support. All right. Put 15 on it. Let's see what it says here. It's time to blow up this ridiculous 117, 111 all over social media and put the judge to face the music. Boxing urgently needs to set a precedent to punish more severely these such judges. I appreciate the support, brother. Shout out to you. I agree. And I think pointing out the front loading is going to make it stop. Okay? Stop saying, oh, I guess he wasn't watching the fight. Stop just saying, oh, he filled it out before the fight. No, they're not just filling it out because, why? I already told you, what a coincidence. He's giving the right rounds to Charlo, right? There's no round that Charlo won that he gave to Castano, right? That's how you know they're watching. That's how you know they're paying attention. They know what they're doing. They're finding the rounds early that, well, yeah, like Castano won it, but I mean, Charlo landed that one big shot, so I could give it to him. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is. That's what it is. Like, let's get to 7 ASAP. We need to start pointing it out so they can stop doing it. They front load, ladies and gentlemen. They front load the scorecard. That's what they do. Even if you had Charlo winning, there ain't no way you had him winning 117, 111. There ain't no way. Even Charlo said 117, 111 is too wide. Even Charlo said that. So it was a competitive fight, good fight, great night of boxing, but the fact that Castano had no shot to win because there was a judge, or if he did, he only had it with 2 of the judges, and that's just not fair. Okay? And if something's not fair, you should point it out. Quebec's boomerang. I see Castano won the fight. Right now, Castano should have all 4 bouts, and he should be taking those babies home to Argentina. There should be a parade for this dude right now. Well, not right now. You know what I mean. When he gets in the airport, gets home. Airport, get this dude a private plane to Argentina. Give this dude a parade. And all the sanctioning bodies should send him a replica belt. Let's do a parade for this dude. And this is not about, I just want to make sure. Anyone who had Charlo winning 7 rounds to 5, I disagree with you 100%, but I'm not mad at you. If you had it a draw, I still disagree with you, but I'm not mad at you, right? It's a little more plausible draw. But this isn't about a disagreement. I'm talking about a judge that scored in a way that was not fair. That scored in a way that no matter what was going to happen, he was going to score no less than a draw. I just want you to think about that. Castano could have dominated round 9, 10, 11, 12 on this judge's scorecard, and it would have been a draw. That is pathetic. That is pathetic. So it does leave a bad taste in our mouth. We shouldn't do the hypothetical. Oh, well, what if it was 115, 111? Or what if he scored 115, 113? Would you guys still be crying? Well, in this case, we could easily see why it wouldn't have been 115. Right? We could easily see that. Now, I just want to make sure when there's a white scorecard, it doesn't always mean it's front-loaded. It doesn't always mean that. Okay? But in this case, you could clearly see it. You can clearly see that. So it needs to be pointed out. Okay? If it's a close fight and there was rounds that were like 50-50 and he had it wide, I would still be kind of like, damn, he scored that wide. But I wouldn't be making the accusation of front loading because, hey, it's plausible. You can have it that wide early. Look, we have 1978 on here. Okay, Rubsky says I had it 7-5 Charlo, but 117, 111 was ridiculous. It absolutely was. So you ever wonder, well, wow, if they're going to rob him, why not just make it close then? Because they don't know how the second half of the fight's going to go. They got to front load as much as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why. So this is not about anybody other than, I have a problem with that 10-8, but that's just a fundamental disagreement. That's all that was. That's a fundamental disagreement. Like some people do it, I don't. Like I don't do even rounds. I believe like stop being a pussy and pick a round. That's my philosophy. You know what I mean? But because there's 3 judges, right? So if it's even, how about y'all just give me a 10-9, and the difference maker will be 1 judge, right? So I have a problem with that. I have an issue with the fact with the judge that had it a draw, but it's not terrible, right? It's just a disagreement. There's a difference between disagreeing with somebody's take and just looking at somebody's take and saying, okay, that's ridiculous. I agree, Darkness, and I touched on that. And the point I made was if a guy doesn't go down, he earned the 9. I know that sounds crazy, right? Like what incentive? Like I want you guys to think about this, right? What incentive does a fighter have to not take a knee, right? If you're going to score 10-8 anyway, right? Think about that. So Castano was hurt. He stayed on his feet. In the last minute, was even fighting back when it probably wasn't smart to do so, but he did so anyway. He got hit a couple more times and he stayed on his feet. And he ended the round smiling and walking back to his corner, right? I think it's safe to say that he earned that 9. Don't punish him and take away an extra point like you would have if he got knocked down, or if he got a point taken away for hitting Charlo under the belt or something like that. You know what I mean? That's my take about that. So 10-8 no knockdown rule is manipulated and there's for that purpose. They won't change it. I don't know. Because think about it, bro. Like what if like there's a fight in the balance and the judge just decides to like, I don't know. It's too dumb, you know? I agree, Dilo. If you stay upright, you earn your 9. Right? Because the fighter knows, like, I don't want to take a knee. I'm going to lose a point, but I'm going to stay on my feet. Like, imagine, like, doing all that. Like, just imagine, like, boom, they catch you with a big hook, you know, and you're wobbled. Like, oh, shit, I'm wobbly. You know what I mean? He's wobbly, ladies and gentlemen, right? And you're like, you're thinking to yourself, you know, you're thinking to yourself saying, you're contemplating, should I just take a knee? If I take a knee, though, that it's going to be a 10-8 round. I got to make up for that point. I take an extra round I need to win. But, you know, obviously I would think they're going to think about this in a split second, right? Or fuck it. I'm going to man up. I'm going to stay on my feet. I'm going to stay upright. I'm going to lose a round. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a 10-9, not a 10-8, right? You get through all that. You make the decision not to take a knee. You survive the round. By the end of the round, you feel okay. You're like, okay, woo, man, I got through that. Woo. Man, damn, I hate that I lost a round, but at least it's not a 10-8, though. You know what I mean? And then a motherfucker sitting in the chair, some old fart sitting in the chair is like, scored an 8 anyway. What the fuck, bro? Like he earned that 9. Frank Yeager in the building. I appreciate the support and a super chat, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, they got him. All right. Shout out to D-Stuff for not blocking dudes who say Charlo won a close fight. Tell Ego Castano won and he blocks you. By the way, I had a 115, 113 Castano. I agree. I had the same scorecard. Why are people blocking people because they say another dude won, bro? Like, stop trying so hard, bro. That's one of the reasons that I don't respect a dude like Ego. I'm sorry, bro. I just don't. You know what I mean? Boxing chat, boxing the sports, bad judges will always play a big bad part. Yeah, but we got to point out some of these things to deter them from making stupid decisions, right? Hector Vega, Senor Vega in the building. Hey, Castano won Sobrino. Absolutely, he did. He definitely won the fight. Frank Yeager, once again, I appreciate the support, brother. And also to the other guys that donated, man. Mike, shout out to you, brother. Much appreciated, okay? And also Coco the Dawn, all right? Shout out to you guys. You guys are the real MVPs, right? You know, I don't know what, like, I believe they should get former fighters to score fights. Like, they're getting fighters to sit down and do commentary, and I think they do a better job. They're not always that good, but, you know, like, but at the end of the day, they should get former fighters to score. They need younger judges. These dudes are too old, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to be an ageist. Okay, I don't want to be that guy that's like, you know, like, oh, you don't like old people. Like, dudes that should be retired should not be calling like one of the fastest moving sports in the world. Like outside of the outside of sprinting, which you don't even have to judge. Okay, boxing is the fastest moving sport in the world. Like the punches being thrown, like nonstop. You got to kind of judge which ones were clean while two of them were throwing, and like you know, it's not easy to score boxing like that, especially not live. Like we don't need dudes that require special lenses. Okay, scoring fights. I'm sorry. All right, it should be a rule. Like if you're over the age of 70, you shouldn't be scoring prize fights. Go run for president or something else. Like, stop scoring prize fights. Right? And by the way, Charlo saying, "Oh, I'll see about the rematch." Get the fuck out of here, dude. I think Charlo knows what's up. I think that's what he knows. I think he knows what's up. I think it will be another great fight. Give the dude the ring. He should have won the match. Give him the rematch. Give the dude the ring. He deserved the rematch. We don't need old farts judging, and we don't need them close to freaking 20-year-olds, you know, rank car girls. Like, are you kidding me? But here's the other thing, bro. Like, look, we also need to make sure that we stop. This there should be some things anyway that shouldn't be allowed. Like, you know, I remember like Don King used to take the judges out to dinner. Like, you know, like it doesn't mean that he's bribing them, but you know, promoters shouldn't take the judges and the ref out to dinner. Neither should any one of the camps. Like there should be conflict of interest rules. Okay. And another thing is, if a judge knows, you know what, if I do this dumb shit, I'm not going to judge again. They'll stop scoring stupid things like this. They'll stop scoring dumb shit. I'm just saying. I scored it 115, 113 Castano. Castano earned his victory. And by the way, this isn't new for Argentine fighters. It just isn't. Argentine fighters never get the benefit of the doubt. The Argentinian fighters always need to do a little extra. Sergio Martinez didn't get the benefit of the doubt in the first Paul Williams fight, although I'll agree that fight could have gone either way. Okay. I had Martinez winning that fight, but the fact that they had to run it back tells you everything. Okay. There was something going on with Williams too, like, because it happens to the Cubans as well. Like Lara clearly beat Williams and they gave it to Williams. That was one of the worst. That's probably worse than Castano. It's probably worse than this scorecard, by the way, but that was bad. Okay. But Matisse, like I felt he beat Judah and they gave it to Judah, and I felt he beat Alexander and they gave it to Alexander. Like, now those fights were close though. But what I'm saying is the Argentine fighters need to do a little extra, maybe because they don't have a big fan base here in the United States. Well, I remember I saw Sergio Martinez fight in a stadium, right? In a soccer stadium in his home country. You know, this was way later in his career when he already had the bad leg after the Chavez fight. But at the end of the day, maybe they should be fighting more in their home country if they could sell out. Like if Castano could sell out a stadium in his home country, maybe he should fight there. How about that, Charlo? How about you go to Argentina and fight Castano? Oh, what's that? Oh, that wouldn't be fair. Why not? He fought you in Texas. Why do the Argentine fighters have to fight everybody in their hometowns? So with that said, Sergio lives in Spain. I know that. He trained there for a while as well. But he's from Argentina. Very few fighters are going to be judges. Very few ex-players become officials in any sport. No, I mean, look, at the end of the day, a lot of these fighters, bro, like, it doesn't have to be high-profile fighters. A lot of them need jobs and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of them love the sport of boxing and stuff like that. I mean, have they even offered it to them? I'm just saying. So that's all I'm saying, bro. Both fighters could have won, and what sense is ridiculous, but a draw is fair. I know what you're saying, D. Jeff. Look, I get this point. Let me first go with the point, and then let me kind of give you my take. This fight has to happen again. That I agree with. The draw was fair, and nobody was robbed. Slightly disagree. Not Charlo and not Castano. Well, definitely not Charlo. Both fighters could have won. And 117-111 is ridiculous. So I agree with 117-111 being ridiculous. I agree they should run it back. I don't know if I agree it has to happen in Texas. I think it should happen in neutral grounds. That's my take. And I'm from Texas, but that was not fair. But Castano was not going to win this fight, brother. There's nothing Castano could have done to win this fight other than knocking out Jermall Charlo or completely dominating him to the point where they had no choice but to give it to him. But in no competitive fight was he going to win a decision. And I think everybody knows that too. We had a judge that front-loaded the early scorecard. We had one judge that scored a 10-8 when there was no knockdown. Now, whoa. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Yo, can you guys hear me? Anyway, we have one judge, okay? I dropped my laptop here, so I apologize. Let me know if you can hear me quick. Somebody. Anybody. Okay, cool. So, and not only that, so when you say any guy could have won, you're talking about, oh, you could have scored it anyway. Oh, us as fans, some of us had this guy winning. Now, most of us, a vast majority of us, had it for Castano, and most people that lean towards Charlo have it a draw, right? So my point is, I get that point that, you could see how someone might give it a draw, and Calix scored it a draw, and okay, I could see Punch, I guess, he gave it to Charlo, so it's possible. Like, I get that, but that's not what happened here. That's not what happened with these judges. We had a judge that went into a fight with no intention of giving it to Castano. That's why he front-loaded a card, right? And Castano was not going to come out with anything better than a draw in this fight, which is why we need neutral grounds. That's my point. That's my point. You know what I mean? Like, think of it this way. Think of it this way. Let's say, let's get it like a really simple thing, right? Let's say that there's a contest for who makes the best chili, right? And D. Jefferson, G. Funky, Historian, Coco the Don, like they start making some bad ass chili, right? And it's my contest, and I'm gonna reward the winner, whatever it is, right? Or the winner gets a cash prize of $1,000, right? Let's just say that. And then, I taste all of them and I go, man, these are really, really good, right? And then I announce that that Chief Funky's a winner, right? Oh, Chief Funky wins. He wins the cash prize, right? But then let's say you find out, right? Let's say an email gets leaked out, and I'm telling like Maestro or something, I'm telling him, yeah, Chief Funky's gonna win. Like I haven't even tasted the chili yet, but Chief Funky's definitely gonna win like the contest. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna go half and half with 1,000. I already made this deal with him. You know what I mean? I haven't even tasted the chilies yet. So D. Jefferson he stayed up all night making his chili. He called relatives to get secrets about the secret recipe, and Coco the Don was up all night making chili, and whatever, right? People were calling their abuelitas, getting all the secret recipes, whatever, right? To win this contest because they want this $1,000 prize, hypothetically speaking. And I crowned Chief Funky the winner and all that, right? And then you find out that this email gets leaked out. Wait a minute, these dogs didn't have Chief Funky win the whole time? Now that I think of it, it was good, but Chief Funky's wasn't really that good. You know what I mean? I was kind of wondering, what do you mean Chief Funky won? Hey, guy, and then let's say that happens, and I say, oh, come on, anybody could have won, guys. I mean, all the chilies were good. I mean, nobody got robbed. I mean, anybody could have won this contest. You know what I mean? Anybody could have won. Are you really going to accept that explanation? Are you really going to accept that knowing that it was predetermined by the judge who was going to win? That judge went to that fight already knowing Charlo was going to win or at least get a draw. Okay? That's why there's always that one judge that has it wide. He scored it. He's front-loaded the scorecard. That's what happened. Anytime you see these white scorecards, notice two patterns. One, they front-load it, and they happen to never score it. Any close round around their guy clearly won, they never get it wrong. Ever. So I don't want to hear, I guess he didn't watch the fight. I guess he was checking out the ring card girls. I guess, no. These guys have a specific, this is corruption. That's what it is. All right? I'm just saying. Castano won, that's his Champ Ross. Absolutely he did. My opinion. I also think Castano beat Lara, by the way. And it scored that a draw. You think it's a coincidence when the dude should win, a draw happens? With that said, I want to thank, what's going on, Chicano? This is what bugs me. We see corruption, bitch about it, then nothing will happen. Repeat. No, what happens is there's a lot of justification. It could have gone either way. So, no. Whoa. Wait a minute. If I saw the judges' scorecards and I didn't see something ridiculous, like one of the judges do a 10-8 when there's no knockdown, another judge gave fucking, bro, what do you mean Charlo won round one? There isn't a person alive other than this judge that scored round one for Charlo. All right? I'm just telling that right now. And if you did, I need to question how you scored the fight. I need to know, what, okay. Well, Feliciano, I hope the judges do their due diligence and score the fight the way it should be at the end of the day. All right? There needs to be action for this 117, 111 judge. All right? There needs to be action taken. I never want to see this judge a professional prize fight again. Any fight. I don't want to hear, just take them away from championship fights. No, why should contenders and guys on the come up be having to deal with a corrupt judge like this? Nobody should deal with this at all. Okay? If Texas needs a judge, I'm right here. I'm right here. Just give me a call. I'll show up. I'll judge your fight for you. I'll be transparent. I'll even do an interview with the media after the fight. Something that these judges are not willing to do, by the way. time for officials to do post-fight interviews or be part of the post-fight press conference to answer for the way they score. They owe us an explanation, right? Like that Puerto Rican judge owes us an explanation as to why he scored round 1 to Charlo. I would just flat out ask him. It looks to me like you were front loading the scorecard to get the win for Charlo immediately. And that's why it's so wide, because, you know, Charlo, most people had Charlo winning the last 3 rounds. Is that what it is? That's what it is. Okay? With that said, guys, I appreciate everybody that tuned in. This is D-Style Boxing. Keep it boxing. I'm out of here, guys. HC, peace.